Forget the anxiety-driven headlines and marketing hype. We are cutting through the confusion of the bread aisle with one simple goal: clarity. The difference between a nourishing loaf and a less ideal daily staple often comes down to 5 key ingredients. By knowing what real bread truly is, you gain the knowledge to confidently choose options that genuinely support your long-term wellness. Here are 10 popular breads to avoid and what real bread is. Soft white sandwich bread. This is arguably the most common loaf sold globally, prized for its extreme softness and mild flavor. Its primary appeal is texture, achieved through specific ingredient manipulation. The ingredient list typically begins with enriched bleached wheat flour. This is a highly processed base that has had its fiber and natural oils removed, resulting in a product that spikes blood sugar faster than its whole grain counterpart. The softness and volume are often bolstered by fats, specifically cheap, refined soybean oil or canola oil, and mono, and diglycerides, which are emulsifiers used to keep the bread soft and prevent staling. Furthermore, these products are notorious for their reliance on concentrated sweeteners. Look for high-fructose corn syrup, dextrose, or sucrose, often listed among the first 5 ingredients. This added sugar, typically 3 to 5 grams per thin slice, contributes unnecessary refined sugar to the diet, especially if consumed daily, making it significantly less ideal for core nourishment than a whole grain alternative. The goal of this profile is not maximal nutrition, but maximal shelf life, volume, and uniform texture. It is a refined, low-fiber product formulated for sensory appeal over nutritional density. Deceptively dark wheat loaf. This category of bread successfully leverages consumer desire for whole grains without delivering the true substance. Visually, these loaves appear healthy. They are dark brown, flecked with seeds, and often prominently feature the word wheat on the packaging. However, reading the ingredient label provides a crucial correction. The first, and often dominant, ingredient is frequently listed as wheat flour or unbleached enriched flour. Why this matters? If the word whole is not attached to the primary flour, the product is predominantly refined white flour. The dark color is often an intentional illusion, created by adding small amounts of molasses, caramel coloring, or sometimes just dark, flavor-heavy syrups. These additions serve no nutritional purpose and are a direct effort to mimic the appearance of a whole grain product. Furthermore, these loaves often still contain the same chemical conditioners and preservatives found in white bread, like calcium propionate, to ensure a long shelf life. For the consumer aiming for the substantial fiber, magnesium, and vitamin content of true whole grains, this profile is a nutritional disappointment, offering a minimal gain over standard white bread while masking its refined nature. Long life preserved bread. This category is defined by its remarkable resistance to mold and staling, often lasting well over a week or 2 on the shelf, an unnatural lifespan for a fresh food. This shelf stability is the result of chemical intervention, which simplifies distribution but removes the bread from its natural, simple food form. The main preservative used is calcium propionate, E282, a mold inhibitor. While approved by regulatory bodies, its consistent presence in a daily food staple indicates a product engineered for logistics, not freshness. Traditional, properly made bread relies on freshness or natural anti-mold properties, like the acidity in true sourdough, to maintain quality. The inclusion of industrial preservatives suggests a highly processed formulation that requires chemical stabilization. For individuals prioritizing a diet of whole, minimally processed foods, the frequent consumption of a product stabilized by synthetic preservatives is not the ideal daily choice. The simple fact is that the freshest, most nutrient-rich bread should have a limited lifespan and ideally requires refrigeration or freezing if not consumed within a few days. Artisan-style loaf with conditioners. Many mass-produced bread brands now offer loaves attempting to imitate the shape, crust, and flavor of traditional, slow-baked artisan bread. They might appear crusty or irregularly shaped, but they are often produced quickly in high-volume settings, necessitating chemical shortcuts to achieve the desired structure. Why reconsider? These loaves frequently contain dough conditioners and specific emulsifiers designed to manipulate the dough's elasticity and final texture rapidly. Look for datum, diacetyl tartaric acid esters of mono, and diglycerides, a common conditioner used to strengthen dough structure during high-speed mixing, or sodium stearyl lactylate, SSL. These additives artificially enhance volume, compensate for lower quality flours, and speed up the fermentation process, replacing the time and skill required for true artisan methods. While the look is rustic, the ingredients are industrial. Choosing this for daily consumption means opting for chemical texturizers over the natural, wholesome structure achieved through long, slow fermentation. Low-calorie / thin-sliced bread. This market segment is designed specifically for calorie-conscious consumers, offering a very small number of calories per slice. This reduction is primarily achieved by manipulating volume and adding low-digestible fillers. The strategy involves increasing the air content of the bread and reducing the thickness of the slice. To maintain structural integrity while using minimal flour and increased air, manufacturers often rely on highly refined flours combined with added texture agents. Look for cellulose fiber, a low-cost bulking agent, and various gums or starches, like modified food starch, used to retain moisture and structure. While the calorie count is low, so too is the satiation and nutritional density. A quality whole grain slice, while potentially slightly higher in calories, delivers substantially more fiber and micronutrients, offering a superior sense of fullness and nourishment. Opting for a low-calorie product that is nutritionally sparse is often a poor trade-off for sustained daily nourishment. Hypersweet breakfast bread, e.g., cinnamon, raisin. This category includes swirl breads and fruit and nut loaves marketed for breakfast or snacking. Their main structural issue is that they blur the line between bread and cake or dessert. Why reconsider? These loaves are characterized by an extremely high percentage of added sugar. They often contain multiple sweeteners such as high-fructose corn syrup, dextrose, honey, and molasses, sometimes totaling 6 grams or more of added sugar per single slice. While they are delicious, consuming them as a daily staple significantly contributes to the consumption of refined, non-functional sugar. For someone seeking sustained energy from a staple food, choosing a refined loaf with a high sugar load is not ideal and should be considered an occasional treat rather than a foundational daily food. Standard grocery store bun or roll. Buns and rolls, including hamburger and hot dog varieties, are ubiquitous in many diets. Their formulation is focused entirely on extreme softness, high volume, and resilience to handling, preventing crumbling. The core ingredient list often reads like a combination of the soft white and long life profiles. They rely heavily on enriched flour and are typically saturated with refined vegetable oils like soybean oil to maintain a moist, tender crumb. They also often feature a full suite of dough conditioners, like SSL or datum, and preservatives, like calcium propionate, to ensure they withstand the rigors of packaging, distribution, and multiple days on the shelf without hardening or molding. Due to this high level of processing, significant use of refined ingredients, and low overall fiber content, these are structurally among the least nourishing breads for frequent consumption. Generic multi-grain loaf. The multi-grain label is often used to imply a wealth of diverse, whole grain nutrition, but the term itself is not regulated to guarantee a whole grain base. Why reconsider? In many popular brands, the inclusion of multi-grains, like millet, barley, or seeds, is minimal, often serving as visual flair. The first and main ingredient remains enriched or refined wheat flour. The scattering of grains adds minimal fiber or nutritional benefit compared to a loaf certified as 100% whole grain. Consumers often pay a premium based on the perceived health benefits of the seeds, only to receive a loaf that is primarily refined starch. For maximum nutritional return and to ensure you are truly getting the benefits of a diverse grain intake, you must seek the 100% whole grain assurance on the label, regardless of how many seeds are sprinkled on the outside. Non-sourdough sourdough. Authentic sourdough is a process, a slow, patient fermentation that provides digestive and nutritional benefits. The market, however, is saturated with products that mimic the flavor profile without executing the process. Why reconsider? These loaves achieve a sour or tangy flavor using vinegar, lactic acid, or citric acid, while relying on fast-acting commercial yeast for leavening. This bypasses the essential, long fermentation step where wild cultures break down complex carbohydrates and phytic acid. Therefore, the supposed benefits, increased mineral bioavailability and easier digestion, are largely absent. When choosing a sourdough for daily health, one must look past the name and ensure the label specifies naturally leavened, slow fermented, or simply lists sourdough culture without the inclusion of commercial yeast or chemical souring agents. Choosing a chemically soured, fast-rise loaf is not the ideal daily choice for someone seeking the traditional health benefits of fermentation. The budget store-brand loaf. This category encompasses breads formulated under strict cost constraints. To achieve a low retail price while maintaining volume and shelf life, manufacturers must rely on the least expensive bulk ingredients and the most efficient chemical stabilizers. Why reconsider? The ingredient lists in this category are typically the longest, representing a consolidation of all the above issues. The cheapest refined flours, the heaviest reliance on refined oils, soybeans/canola, and a full arsenal of preservatives and dough conditioners to guarantee performance at a low cost. While they serve a necessary economic function, their composition represents the furthest deviation from the simple, whole food standard of traditional bread, making them the least nourishing option for daily, frequent consumption. Prioritizing a budget loaf means accepting a product that is maximally processed. A note on context and empowerment. The intention behind examining these popular bread profiles is purely to inform and empower, not to trigger fear or restriction. None of the ingredients discussed here imply immediate danger or poisoning. This is a nuanced conversation about frequency and dose. When bread serves as a daily, foundational staple in your diet, making a simple switch from a highly refined, additive-laden product to one with 100% whole grains and a simple ingredient list, flour, water, salt, culture, is a profound and positive step for long-term well-being. Your focus should be on what to seek out, not what to constantly fear. Seek the short, recognizable ingredient list. Seek 100% whole grain as the first ingredient. Seek true, slow-fermented sourdough. This simple shift in perspective replaces anxiety with confidence. Conclusion: simplicity is nourishment. We have clarified the difference between a staple food engineered for shelf stability and one built for genuine nourishment. The path to choosing better bread is straightforward. Embrace simplicity. The fewer the ingredients, the better. The more whole grain, the better. Choosing better bread is not a sacrifice. It is an informed upgrade to your daily fuel.